Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. Well, I got exciting news today. Jet and Airways has finally landed in San Francisco. That's right, it's a brand new regular route that we have set up, and we're going to be flying into there regular now on a weekly basis. And in fact, I've got a replay here of the video of the landing of the 737-800 for Jet and Airways landing in San Francisco for the very first time. Now, for those of you who enjoy flying 737s and you want to fly for Jet and Airways, just like the last video, I'm going to produce some company charts so you can fly our routes and help me transport some of our happy customers for Jet and Airways, following the routes that we have set up for you. And of course, I make it really easy by providing this company chart like I did in the last video. And when it comes time to fly or set up your flight, you can take a screenshot of this, or you can just play the video back and freeze frame it, or take a photo, or just a pen and paper, write down the details. There's everything on our flight company chart here to help you set up your flight and fly a route for Jet and Airways. Okay, you can see we are departing KLAX runway 7 left. And we've got our departure times here for the service. These are the two times that we are running our service at the moment. It is 6:45 a.m. so you get that nice sunrise as you head up the coast, or 12:20 p.m. We may add further services later as we get more pilots and more time to come on board, and people who want to fly for us. But those are the two times for the services that we are running up to San Francisco at the moment. Now, as you can see here, I've put everything in here. We're going to cruise at 35,000 feet, okay? And you're going to come up the coast here, and you're going to put in only one waypoint when you do your flight plan in your FMC. This is simple, guys. I'm basic, I tell you. There's no advanced sort of study level stuff that goes on here. Everything is simple and basic because I'm a dummy, okay? So we've only got one waypoint to program in. You put your departure, your arrival, and you put in a net, and that is the only waypoint. Now, when you come straight to a net, you're going to veer around to the left, and once you veer around to the left, you're almost immediately on your final approach. So that means when you get to a net, you already want to be down to 3,000 feet, okay? Because you want to be at 3,000 feet when you hit your final approach. So I've put it up there for you. You can cruise at 35,000 feet. And I think what I did when I was about 120 nautical miles out from Inet, I started to descend and come down so that I was at around 3,000 feet as I came into a net. As I veered to the left for the final approach, I was on 3,000 feet or just under. Okay, now in your radio stack, you're going to put the ILS frequency 110.75, and on your course display on your dashboard of your 737, you'll put a heading, you'll put 280 in there, okay? Now the runway we are landing at when you set up your plan is 28 right, okay, runway 28 right, and you put the ILS frequency in your radio stack, switch it over to the active, and in your little course display on the dash of your 737 you're going to put in 280. Okay, and that will set up your plan, and it will be all done as easy as that. Now once you set up your plan, this is what it'll look like on your FMC. You'll have KLX, you'll have the runway left, and you'll have a net, and that'll be it. That's what will be on your FMC, okay? And on your multifunctional display, this is what your course will look like. You've got KSAN down here, come up the coast, you've got our net, and then you turn into your final approach and land at KSFO. And that's as simple and as difficult as it gets, guys. I've tried to make it really simple to fly for our airline. Maybe later we'll get a bit more technical, a bit more complicated. We'll put in some more waypoints to make it more interesting. I think that's quite a good idea. But fly the route and let me know how you go. Now, just a little warning, when you get around a net and you're heading into land, there is a bit of a surprise for you, okay? So don't go to sleep at the helm, okay? You need to be awake because your skills will be needed, okay? You didn't see it on my replay video. But your skills will be needed as you come around on the net and into land at KSFO. A little bit of a kinder surprise for you there. You'll think, okay, but you can handle it. If this dummy can do it, you can do it. And let's see how smooth and easily you can do it. Let me know in the comments below how you went with your landing, okay? But fly the route and keep a track of your time. And let me know how you go in the comments. Now today, guys, I am flying a small hop in the 737. I'm going from South Bend just around the edge of Lake Michigan over to Midway, which is our Chicago hub. Our main base for this area is in Midway. So I'm doing a short little hop. We have a return service between Midway and South Bend in the 737. Now you can use a small regional jet if you want to, but I have rather large numbers of people to transport between those two places, so I'm using a bigger plane, and I'm using the 737-800 for that. So if you would like to fly that little route, it is really good fun. It is very, very scenic around the lake, and of course it doesn't take long if you don't have a lot of time for your flight simulator. So here it is. Here is the company chart for that. Here we are, KSBN South Bend, departing runway 09L. A few more waypoints to put in. We have Biz, we have Hills, and Since. So only 3 waypoints, so it is still quite a simple flight plan. And if you want to do an ILS approach and landing, here is all the details up here. KMDW ILS runway 31C, that is where you are arriving. ILS frequency for your radio stack is 109.90, and the heading for your little display on your dash for your heading for when you come into a landing, that is 315. Okay, so put that in there and put your ILS frequency into your active radio display. And you put in these 3 waypoints and you are ready to go. Now our service times are 8 a.m., 1 p.m. just after lunch, 6 p.m. or 8:30 in the evening if you'd like to do a little short night flight, which will be very beautiful. You'll see all the lights as you head around the lake. So that will be a nice trip too. So today we are doing, I think it's the 8 a.m. flight. So take a note of this with your pencil or take a screenshot, and you can fly for Jet and Airways a little bit later on, and let me know how you go with the flight in the comments below. Now when you set up your flight plan for this little hop, this is what your FMC will look like. KSBN runway 9L, Biz, Hills, and Sense, and that's all you will have inside your FMC. So it's very simple, and this is what it would look like on your MDF, your multifunctional display, the MFD. This is what your plan will look like, so that you know you've got it all set up correctly. A very, very simple flight plan for you to do quickly, easily, and effectively, so you can jump right in and enjoy your flying. Right, so let's get underway, guys, on this beautiful picturesque little flight here. We've got our engines running. You can see our flight plan in our multifunctional display there. We've got the flight plan, the waypoints, and our FMC. So we're all good to go. Our engines are running. Like I said, let's come up here and just check that we've got everything in the right place. Isolation valve should be open. Turn the packs on. We can get some air conditioning running through the system here. Going to put those on auto for now. Put everything on auto there. Taxi lights should be on. Logo lights can be on. All these things can be on actually, just as required, as you feel you like it. The IRS is all aligned. Your damper is on. All the fuel is on, so I think we're looking quite good. We can almost go ahead and start getting our pushback organized. Now we are going to set our flaps down to 2. Going to give ourselves a little bit of trim for departure, but not much. Just a couple of little twists like that. That will be enough. Our emergency braking, we're going to shift to rejected takeoff, our brakes there. We're going to cruise at quite a low altitude today, 7,500 feet. We probably can go to 8. I'll leave it to you to choose if you are flying the flight for us. But it's a very short hop, so we don't really need to be up too high. So we're going to stick to 250 knots, of course, because we are under on or under 10,000 feet. Okay, let's go ahead and get some pushback organized here.
Sorry, no push carts at this ramp.
No push carts at this ramp, and we've got to get back. We can't push ourselves back. We can't turn around from this spot. Only other option is to put it in reverse, which we don't have. So I may just have to use our reverse thrusters to get ourselves back. Now this may be very unorthodox, guys. But you know me, I'm only a fun casual pilot. Procedures and everything sort of go out the door sometimes. I just I'm not a study level pilot, okay? I'm not one of those guys. Maybe a little bit more. Just use your reverse thrust, just to get yourself back a little bit. See, we've got no pushback available here. Maybe next time we need to adjust our plans so we spawn in at a place. We spawn in at a place where we don't need to get pushback. We can just go forward and turn around. That would be a little bit better as far as the planning goes. So we make sure we do that next time, I think, with our planning. Okay, we're going to go down way down the end there to that runway for departure. So we can start heading in that general direction. Now if you saw my last video and flew the flight that we did in the last video, let me know how it went. I think it was San Diego up to Los Angeles, the company route. I put on the movie there, the video, so you can all see the waypoints, the ILS, everything is all done for you. Gives a bit more immersion and realism to the game if you actually have something to do. Now there is a ranking that is available for virtual pilots. If you're wondering what your ranking would be, because you've flown around a lot in your 737 or your planes, just having fun and enjoying it, but what would your actual ranking be if you were a virtual pilot? Would you like to know? Because it all lines up with the amount of hours you've done, of course, in your simulator. So I have those available to me, and I'm going to put those up. Might be on this video or the next video. I will put up the hours for the virtual pilot, and you can calculate how many hours you have flown, and that will tell you what sort of rank, whether you're a lieutenant or a first officer, or whether you're a pilot, or how advanced you are as a pilot. It all depends on that ranking and the hours that you've done flying. And it's not just flying around having fun, it's got to be actually a fly time in a real route, like from A to B, takeoff to landing. That's the time that counts in an airliner carrying passengers. That's your time that will count towards your pilot ranking. And I'll make that available, and we can give you a ranking according to the amount of time that you've flown with Jet and Airways as well. If you let me know in the comments what routes you've done, I can add up your time and you can receive a pilot ranking. You choose the equipment. If you can, try and use the Delta livery. Delta is our alliance airline for Jet and Airways. So in Flight Sim 2020, I always use the Delta livery. Okay, so we're all cleared for takeoff, and we have our plane configured for departure. Quick look on the map where we are. Okay, so I think we can just do a rolling start here. I really love the sounds in Xplane 11. I really think they have hit the ball out of the park as far as their sounds go. Far better than what I've heard so far in Flight Simulator 2020, especially in regards to the 737. Certainly so much better than the Max in Flight Sim 2020. The sounds are outstanding. Okay, let's go over to our Autopilot, turn on the auto throttle, flight director, turn on LNAV, our speed, we will turn on the main autopilot, our vertical speed, nice and gentle, around about 1600 I think. Can bring our throttle down since our auto throttle is on. Is our auto throttle on? Yes, it is. Make sure that it is on. Okay, so we're heading up to our target altitude and our target speed. Now you can see here our next waypoint, busy. 13.9 minutes, 12 minutes basically to busy, our first waypoint. 41.2 nautical miles. You can see it on here, the pink highlighted section of the plan is the part that we are flying at the moment. When we get to our first waypoint, that will go out, and the next part of our trip will be highlighted there. Quite a simple flight, basically in a straight line, and as we turn around to the right, we are approaching our final approach. So I would say around about our first waypoint, Biz, we want to be at about 3,000 feet, I would say. Pretty close to it. Coming out over towards Lake Michigan there, looking beautiful. Of course, the plane is looking absolutely gorgeous in Jet Airways colours. Now those of you who are serious about flying my routes and flying for Jet Airways, I may work out a system with the ranking so that you can actually receive the livery for Jet Airways. If anyone would like that, as you fly our routes, you can fly in our livery, the Jet Airways 737. I created the livery myself, designed it, painted it. It was basically a variation I did from the Delta livery. So I don't want to steal anything, I don't want to do anything wrong. I definitely cannot sell it, and I don't want to sell it. But I guess I can give it to someone else to use if they really wanted it. I'm not selling it or doing anything I shouldn't, I don't think. It's basically just for my enjoyment. So I think that was fine. Let me know in the comments if you'd like to fly for Jet In and you would like to fly in the Jet In livery in your 737. Okay, let's have a look where we are. We're at 8,000 feet, travelling at 250 knots, so that is very cool. And you can see on the MFD, 28 nautical miles to go to Biz, around 6 minutes. So it's a very short hop, which is nice. I like the little short commuter flights. You don't have to sit for hours and spend too much time. You can just do a little short hop. And then if you want to, you can do another one if you have the time. So little short hops are fun. Just waiting for this diamond to come down and we will be on the glide slope there. Maybe some more flaps will be good. See our nose pitching up a little bit. We'll bring our flaps down. You can see the runway clearly ahead of us now. There are less diamonds coming down to lock into position. Okay, our waypoints, KMDW, 3 nautical miles, 7 minutes to touchdown, guys. Really loving this plane. I mean, it's not completely study level, but it's close enough to study level to have some real fun with it. There's plenty to do and learn, and it's not that study level that if you haven't got one little thing set up right, the thing crashes. So I think it's a really good balance for me, for where I am. I'm not a 100% study level person, but I do like a bit of immersion, and I do like plenty of things to do. So I think this default 737 seems to be perfect for me. And that's what it's all about. It's not about what's the best plane. It's not about what's the best format, what's the best simulator. The best simulator is the one that you are enjoying the most, okay? Forget about all the reviews of all the different formats of which one's the best. The one that you enjoy, that is the best. Okay, as we get really close, I'm going to turn off the autopilot and we will do our manual landing. And then we'll have a look at a replay and we will analyze how good or how poor my landing was. Usually it tends towards the latter, but it's something to work on. Something to work on. We're following the glide slope perfectly. Okay, here we go. Get ready. Things are going to get busy.
400. 300.
Auto throttle off.
200.
Autopilot off.
100. Light sync rate. Sync rate. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Okay, that was it, guys. That was our landing. This is what I love about this. The replay is just so smooth and so instant, and just a flick of a button you've got your instant replay, not just from the last 20 seconds but the actual whole flight on the slide bar up there. Just incredible. Love it. So here we are, we are coming in nice and straight. I think it was a bit bumpy at the end. I tried to correct it a little bit because I was heading off to the right. So I tried to correct it, come back to the left, and it's always difficult when you start correcting at the last minute. Might just redo that a little bit because we weren't really close enough to the plane to see how good that landing was. Let's have a look at this angle and we'll see how we go. You'll see what I mean, how I tried to correct it a little bit to the left, and in the end we did hit the ground a little bit hard, I think. See, I corrected it there, a little bit of flare. It was a bit of a bump. I've seen worse, but yeah, it was a little bit of a bump, and I shouldn't have tried to correct it, I think. My taxi off the runway wasn't the best there either, so I need to work on that. So we're coming in here beside this Airbus 320. And that will do us. Here we are. Welcome to Midway, Chicago, guys. I hope you enjoyed that flight. That was fun for me. A very picturesque flight. Very short and low altitude flight. But it was fun. Very easy one to set up. Only two or three waypoints. So if you want to fly the route, just go back to the screenshot of my company plan there. the chart and fly it for yourself. And let me know how you went in the comments below. Okay, thanks for watching, guys. I'm going to do a few more short flights and get another few flight plans organized. If you would like to fly them, just stay tuned to this channel and just have fun flying. Okay, keep safe, guys. Thanks for watching. Cheers.